If you're interested in what these syllables are, there's a handout with the syllables. I've wrote them for you in case you want to take them home and look at them. By the way, these are all copied from my book.
So why do numbers slow you down?
Well, because with numbers, for example, did you all hear the question okay? You don't hear a question telling me. I'm not sure that you can. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then you get to 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Well, in duple, the numbers are macro beats, and in triple, the numbers are micro. And it confuses the dickens out of students and even adults. I've tried to teach adult classes that have no background in music, and to say 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, do, da, dee, do, or do, day, 1, 2. The numbers stand for two different things. Besides, if you teach very intelligent young children, they want to say, why do you keep going back to 1 after 4? I've had these problems with very intelligent students. By the way, I taught for years when I was at the University of Iowa. And I taught some very intelligent children in the lab school. And I got a lecture from one of them that said, musicians are stupid. And I said, why do you say that? Well, you say 1, 2. You shouldn't say 1 until after you say 1. In other words, you don't say 1 before you have it. You say 1 after you have it. So it should be 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Numbers are very, very complicated. I wouldn't use them. Okay, so triple. Do, question.
Now, if we're talking about teaching rhythm,
Yes.
and I'm thinking like in the context of teaching like an orchestra or a concert, okay? And if you wanted to, and I'm going to use the language I've been taught, if you wanted to talk to a trumpet section about a dynamic change on the and of 3, using your syllable system, how would you communicate that?
Do, day. There's a problem on the do, day.
So,
I go right back to solfege.
so you would use the entire measure up to that.
That's right.
Okay. I was curious how you would
And
approach that.
also, I don't know whether you can do it or not, but when I teach elementary school, I start dancing with them. Do, day. Do, day. So I have them take partners. Take partners, and they do it together. Do, day. And they'll feel it. That works. There's nothing else works that'll solve it very quickly. Yes, sir.
At what point does that learning become rote?
At what point does it become rote?
Yes.
Well, rote in the sense where I'm teaching them that I don't teach by rote, I just teach patterns. So they learn the pattern names by rote by imitating me at the verbal association level. So I would say at the verbal association level, it becomes rote for them. Do, they do. They're doing after what I do.
Correct.
That's a rote procedure.
Right.
Now, are you asking me when does it stop being rote?
Right.
Okay. It stops being rote when we get to the third vocabulary. And that's the important one. I say, do, they do. Now I'm chanting to you in duple. Please answer me in duple, but with different rhythm patterns. Do, they do. You might answer, do, they do, ta, do, they do. That's when I've arrived at the audiation improvisation vocabulary. By the way, if I sing do, mi, so, mi, do, arpeggio patterns, that's an introduction to get them to start learning chords when I get to the improvisation. Because I can sing, okay, you all sing do, mi, so, mi, do, but you know it. Do you have any idea, can you audiate what it would sound like if we heard do, mi, and so together? Well, let's try it. You sing do, you sing mi, you sing so. That becomes a tonic chord. And they've heard so, fa, re, ti, so. And I'll say, let's sing 3 of those together. And we do it, and they begin to hear a 5 chord. And so everything I do is sequential. What I've been doing at the oral level, at the 3rd vocabulary, I turn it into chords. And then I start my improvisation and audiation. There's a reason for everything I do.
I'm sorry. At what point does do, mi, sol get equated to fa, la, do?
At what point does do, mi, so get equated to fa, la, do?
Correct.
When I start teaching subdominant. Do, mi, so, mi, do, fa, la, fa, do. Ti, re, fa, so, fa, re, ti, do, mi, so, mi, do. Do, fa, la, so, mi, do. Do, mi, so, mi, do, fa, la, fa, do. So, fa, re, ti, so. Do, mi, so, mi, do, fa, la. They start hearing it as functions, as changes. And then I've got them right in the palm of my hand to start doing improvisation. Let's do some. This 3rd vocabulary is fabulous, what you can teach children. Over here is a group. Do, mi, so, so. Sing with me. Do, mi, so. Do, fa, ti, fa, ti. Very easy to teach that. Then I'll say, okay, I'm going to sing a song, and you're going to be my guitar. I'm going to improvise you through the chords. Here we go. Sing with me. La, di, da, 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 la, da, di, da, 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 bum, bum, bum. La, da, di, da, la, da, di, da, da, bum, bum, ya, bum, di. Now I'm into my 3rd vocabulary. And then pretty soon, everybody's going to take a turn improvising. Jingle bell, da-da-dee, da-da-bum, bum, dee-da-dum, da-da-bum, dee-da-da-bum, bum. Am I making sense?
To a degree, yeah.
Excuse me?
Yes, sure.
Good. He's saying no.
Well, I'll be the devil's advocate.
I am making sense.
You're making sense, but there are lots of possibilities.
Of course, that's life.
And I worry that you prompt do, mi, sol, do, fa, la, sol, fa, re, ti, before you actually have them sing it.
You're accusing me of that? I'm just the opposite. I mean, learning theory is you sing it with a neutral syllable. Bum, bum, dia, bum, bum. Once you get the sound, then we do the solfege. Never the solfege without learning the sound first. Never. Never in music learning theory. So when you say you profs, I'm not a music theorist. I'm a music educator. I do it the other way around. There are no possibilities. It has to be done only one way to learn how to audiate. Sound, look, Lowell Mason said it back in the 1820s. Sound before sign. Practice before theory. He had 7 or 9 cardinal principles. Dalcroze said it. He died, I don't know, he was born in 1875, died in 1950. I mean, the guy lost jobs in Geneva, Italy, all over the world. Because
he's not alone.
The poor guy was persecuted. He died a broken man because he was trying to say, teach sound before sign. And today, what do we do in most schools? Music theory, freshman year, sign. It's amazing how many musicians, how many music educators cannot sing.